Welcome to the fucking metaverse. We are very much aligned on creator royalties.
Yeah.
Which has been
it's the magic.
That's the magic.
Yeah. I have some thoughts on this too, like how we got to here, like even how we got to creator royalties. As this issue became bubbled up over the last couple of months, I thought about it. And, you know, CryptoKitties and CryptoPunks had their own marketplaces.
Right. And
OpenSea was very brave, actually. I remember they came into the CryptoKitties Discord and were like, hey, we've got this marketplace. Like, we charge like a 2.5% fee. And you know, you can list your NFTs there. And I was a moderator for the CryptoKitties Discord. And I'm like, I was basically like, why the hell would we go there? We have our own marketplace, like it's pound sand. Right. And so OpenSea obviously like needed to get users over to the platform. And like, I think they recognized that there was these existing marketplaces that the CryptoKitties would charge at a marketplace fee. CryptoPunks, I don't think was, but they had their own marketplace regardless. And they wanted to get users off of those marketplaces onto a bigger marketplace, which ended up having a huge impact because that's what allowed also like NFTs to take off as one place you can go look and collect things, right?
Yeah, the discovery aspect of it.
Yeah, discovery, exactly. But they had to get projects incentivized to come over and use their platform because why wouldn't you just build your own marketplace and keep the marketplace fees for yourself and cut like that out? So they had to invent a mechanism to incentivize collections as well. And that ended up being royalties, right? Like I'm pretty sure like that's why royalties existed because OpenSea needed to solve a problem of getting collections onto their platform and like getting collections to support their platform. So we started out with basically royalties that way. And then through time, believe it or not, these debates that we've had this year, we had a few years ago as well. Creator royalties creators have had to fight very hard for their royalties. And at a certain point, the debate was had as to whether or not we had to have fully on-chain enforceable royalties. There was actually a standard somebody created. I don't remember the name of the company, but I just shit all over it like very publicly and said, we don't want this because I have several wallets. I like to be able to transfer NFTs between
the ability to
wallets.
freely transfer was very important.
The standard they came out with, that company broke that model, and I felt like that was really bad. But what happened in the meantime was you had like Manifold and some other companies working on an open standard that's like an on-chain registry that says this is how much the royalty fee is for this collection, and any marketplace can go look at that and then just plug it in, right? Pretty elegant solution, simple. It works. The only requirement is that marketplaces follow that. So
that brings us back to our thought piece that we put out a few weeks ago.
But also, I think it's interesting that you take. So we've been talking to. I mean, I've been talking to creators nonstop. Like I've been on like 5 calls this week with other projects, other teams. The conversation when we try to like assess how we got to where we are now always starts with SudoSwap. It never goes all the way back to OpenSea way back in the day. And it's so obvious now, like a large part of the conversation we've been having is like what we're doing is really just trying to like arm creators because we essentially have nothing in our toolkit right now to be able to do this.
Right.
It's because like at its inception, it was like from the beginning, it was a thing that marketplaces sort of gave to us, not something that creators had at their disposal. So it's like, I think that's like a large part of like how I've been thinking about this is like, how I think we've all been thinking about it is like there's kind of 3 main constituencies here. There's marketplaces, creators, collectors. Collectors, marketplaces have a lot of power right now.
Marketplaces will bow down.
That's right. Yeah. And this was like I called you a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before I put out that article that we written and passed the idea along and see if you'd liked it, and you did.
Yep.
And I called that same night. I called Bobby and I talked to Betty for the first time over at Dead Bills. And
she's been a huge advocate.
Like she was like on the front lines of this, right? Yeah. And we had been silent because we were writing this out. We wanted to really have the idea fully formed. And I'm not.
You guys got to be careful too, because they're gonna be like, "Didn't you guys already get enough money?" You know.
Yeah, but it's like, look, like
you're fighting for everybody.
This literally protects everyone. Like this is what enables like the next like Joe Schmo to come in and enter the space. I can't
tell you how many artists and creators and brands I've been able to
this is like
move the needle.
It's good for us and it's good for the little guy, right? Like this is like integral.
It's the part that makes it all work.
It's what makes this work. I agree. And so we're very aligned, and so are all the other creators I've spoken with. And it's kind of a beautiful thing because the more I think about it, the more I realize that what's happening is we're basically unionizing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah.